Hello, it's like in here to show you the Dora the Explorer and photo calendar, and two, and as you see is that from whenever you saw from Dora the Explorer photo calendar 1 is that I was pretty much talking about the fact about about having a camera, about all the buttons and stuff like that. It's like that you buy a camera and then you have all these buttons and stuff to deal with, and you don't want to bother with reading the manual and stuff. But so far as buying a camera is that you have all these buttons, and you you have all these buttons on the camera, and if anything, you just only want to maybe snap a few pictures, and then don't go any further from there. But then don't even want to bother to read a manual or anything. But the fact is about the number of pictures that you take is that they would be a lot of times that you take a number of pictures. It's like 338 days out of a year, about 338 days out of a year, and then along with the 8,112 hours out of a year, and you have all these 12 months. But so far with Dora the Explorer and photo calendar is that I went ahead and drew right here is that what you call an album that you would such as it could be about your wedding or reunion, birthday, or something like that. Graduation, whatever type of event that you would be taking photographs of. And what happens is that from this step right here is that I went ahead and drew is a picture of a file, and then along with the computer, along with the file name. It's like you get the file name for the mouse cursor, and then along with the printer, and then a sheet of paper. But from here is that I went ahead and include is a file, and a lot of times whenever you have your pictures, that if you were to connect your camera to a USB port, that's a USB port or a memory card or something like that, or transfer pictures directly from your camera, that you would have this option to where it would pull up which a lot of softwares that if you depend on what software your camera uses, that you would have a file software that would ask for like a file name. You click you click the file name, or you right click it, and then you have the different options of say that you have such as for file and save, and then along with these options, I'm sure will be available on the camera, like such as ISO, and then language, lighting, and editing tools, and renaming. But a lot of times that you would have for transfer is that you would have like your priorities or something like that. Which whenever you save pictures to a file name, a lot of times they will be look more like this, to where you have these different folders, and then you click on them, and it opens up, and you have like a number of pictures. But which one album that I didn't work on, which was not on a computer, but was made out of paper mache and tape and glue and stuff, but it stands about like this, and then it contains a number of 1,500 let's see, 1,530 pictures. But so far as with the album, that you have it to where you can make it to where it displays maybe about 4 different folders, or maybe 5 different folders, or however you want the display to look like. But right here you see Dora the Explorer, one of Dora the Explorer characters. But from there, that if you want to, which I went and drew that like the crosshairs, is that if you want to add a character such as like Dora the Explorer, is that you go ahead and draw it in like this. So you draw Dora the Explorer in like that, like where it's like a pencil. It's like try to get a marker that will show here. See, here they are. That got see Dora the Explorer, and then see here, draw it in like that, and then what like I was saying before on this first part right here, for the color, is that is work with one side first, and then go to the left side, and then from the left to the right. You can start from the right to the left, or from the left to the right, whichever one you prefer, and then work a little bit at a time, kind of like a puzzle piece. But you would add start with Dora the Explorer. That you add just a little bit of shape. You add the shape right there, and then along with add the rest of it, and then of course the way I started was more like right the bottom, and you could say, like you could say, is right to bottom, and then left to the left, the top left, and then the bottom left. However you like it, whichever one makes it easy. But you got the face, and then along with here is that you draw it in like that, and then to where you can try to get it all on the picture there, and then from there, and then go ahead and draw in the eyes. So drawing the eyes, and then the nose right there, and then along with the mouth. But for so far as for Dora the Explorer, is that you see your added color here. It's like you add a little bit of orange, to Dora. But see, you got Dora the Explorer right there. But then on this other picture right here, you could say that if you add like a sunflower as an example, as you start from the right, the top right here, you work your way from there, and then if you want to add a little bit of shade, it's like depending if you want to try to make up your mind about what you want to draw, but you draw one piece right here on one side, and then you go to the left side, the top left, and you draw the rest of it right there, and then go to the bottom left, and then draw the rest of it right there, which should say that you can change the shape of it, or you can stay with the same shape. But then draw the rest of it right there, and which a lot of times is that a lot of time crosshairs, it's like kind of like the way I drew it. It's like kind of like what we call, I don't know if you call it a diagonal line, a line that it's not really a straight line. It could be curved or whatever. But you get what you call a flower right there, and if you want to add a little bit of a pink right here, add a little bit of pink. It's like add some pink to the what you call the stem, or whatever you want to call it, and the stem, or the center of the flower, and see here, and add a little bit of shade onto there. But you can keep in mind about flowers, and if you want to add like a little stem or something like that, I guess it don't really have to be green, depending on what your type is. But green, and I see add a leaf right here. But a lot of times, if you were to like draw these crosshairs, and then you would be able to draw something, and it's probably maybe straighter, about maybe exact about how you like it. But from there, and then go ahead and see here, go back to the orange, and then see here, draw the rest of the stem, and then the leaf, and from there, it's like something that you would see on like a TV show, like Dora the Explorer, is that she would be walking around exploring the different flowers and wildlife, or however you want to call it. But you got the flower right there, and then of course, it's like if you want to add like a cloud, it's like you add a cloud. It's like you start of course with this picture right here, started from the left to right, and then went to the bottom directions. It's like left to right angle, and then for a cloud, if you want to add maybe a few dozen more shapes along right here, it's like add few